The invitation to my cousin Diana's wedding at the Crystal Bay Resort sat on my desk beside acquisition reports for 3 new luxury properties in the Caribbean. The irony wasn't lost on me. While my family thought I worked as a mid-level hotel manager, the truth was far different. I owned 17 luxury resorts worldwide, including the very one where Diana was hosting her exclusive wedding. Miss Alexandra Stone. My assistant, Catherine, knocked softly. The Crystal Bay manager called. Your cousin's wedding planner is making some unusual demands. I smiled, remembering Diana's last comment at a family gathering. Oh, Alex still works at that budget hotel in the city. We must invite her, though she probably can't afford the resort stay. Let them have whatever they want, I instructed. But maintain the cover. As far as they know, I'm just another guest, for now. Catherine hesitated. There's something else. Your cousin is insisting on the Ocean View Presidential Suite. The one you usually use when you're there. Perfect, I murmured, looking out the window of my penthouse office that my family believed was a tiny apartment. Let's give her exactly what she wants. The Stone family dynamics had always been entertaining. Diana and her brother Marcus flaunted their success with leased luxury cars and designer labels, while I quietly built Stone Hospitality Group into one of the largest resort companies in the world. They still believed I was the poor cousin who couldn't quite make it. My phone buzzed. Aunt Patricia, Diana's mother. Alexandra, darling, about the wedding. We know it might be difficult for you to afford the resort stay. Perhaps you could just come for the ceremony? I thought about the $50 million renovation I'd approved that very morning, for Crystal Bay's West Wing, where Diana's wedding would be held. I'll manage somehow, I texted back, savoring the private joke. Daily reports from Crystal Bay revealed Diana's endless demands. Catherine reappeared one afternoon. Your aunt just called the resort directly asking for a discount on Diana's booking. She mentioned you work in the hotel industry. I laughed. What did they tell her? That they'd have to check with the owner. Catherine's eyes twinkled. She's demanding to speak with A.R. Stone personally. A.R. Stone, my professional identity. Alexandra Rose Stone, the mysterious magnate who built a global empire while keeping her face unknown. The industry knew the name. My family knew the face. Neither knew the truth. Let her wait, I decided. Some revelations deserve the perfect moment. Reports showed Diana boasting to friends about the most expensive suite, unaware it was my private residence, designed to my exact specifications. Later, my mother texted, the only family member who knew the truth. Honey, are you sure you want them to keep believing you're struggling? Diana's being particularly cruel. Just a few more days, Mom, I replied. Sometimes the best lessons come from unexpected teachers. On my security feed, I watched Marcus throwing a tantrum at the front desk. He demanded an upgrade, claiming to be friends with the owner. Upgrade him, I told Catherine. But put him in the south wing. That wing was due for renovation, subtle flaws, slow service, temperamental air conditioning. Enough to drive Marcus crazy. Then Diana texted me directly. Alex, darling, I heard you actually managed to book a room. How resourceful. Though you might be more comfortable at the Highway Motel nearby. This is a luxury resort, after all. I glanced at the ownership papers on my desk. Timing was everything in business, and in lessons about humility. I'll manage, I texted back. Though I might be a little late to the rehearsal dinner. Work obligations, you understand. Her reply came instantly. Of course. Still at that budget hotel? Not everyone is meant for luxury hospitality, darling. If only she knew that I was finalizing the purchase of yet another 5-star property in Dubai at that very moment. The budget hotel, she mocked? I owned that too, along with the entire chain. Sometimes the best cover story is the one people want to believe. The day before the wedding, I slipped into Crystal Bay through the private entrance reserved for A.R. Stone. The irony of sneaking into my own property wasn't lost on me. Miss Stone, Thomas, the resort manager, greeted me discreetly. Your cousin is currently in your suite, complaining about the champagne selection. My personal collection isn't good enough for her? I asked, amused. The suite's wine cellar held vintages worth more than Diana's annual income. She insists the Dom Perignon isn't exclusive enough. She's demanding to speak with the owner. I checked the security feed. Diana lounged in my suite, critiquing every detail of the $15,000 a night residence. The owner simply must do better, she sniffed. Daddy's friends know A.R. Stone personally. I dearly laughed. Uncle Robert had never met me, though he claimed otherwise at every family gathering. Alex. Diana spotted me in the lobby. You actually came. Though, she eyed my simple black dress. Perhaps you should use the service entrance. Guests here have certain standards. Noted, I replied coolly. How's the presidential suite? Adequate, she sniffed. Though hardly what I expected. I've been trying to reach the owner about some necessary upgrades. Obviously, you wouldn't understand, given your limited exposure to luxury. Marcus stormed in, scowling. This place is going downhill. My room's air conditioning is temperamental, and room service was 12 minutes late. Diana gasped. But Crystal Bay is supposed to be perfect. Daddy assured me A.R. Stone runs the tightest ship in the industry. About that, Marcus added, I dropped Father's name at the front desk. They didn't seem impressed. Thomas, struggling to keep his composure, turned to me. Miss Stone, would you like to see your room? It's in the north wing. Diana laughed. Oh, Alex can't afford the north wing. We put her in the garden view section, much more appropriate for her budget. Actually, I said evenly, I have a suite. The north wing contained my second private residence, unknown even to most staff. Impossible, Marcus scoffed. Those suites cost more than you make in a month at that budget hotel. Right on cue, Catherine appeared. Miss Stone, sorry to interrupt, but there's an urgent call from Dubai about the new acquisition. Dubai. Diana's eyebrows arched. Why would you be involved in that? Work matter, I replied vaguely. Nothing you'd find interesting. Marcus cut in. Father's been trying to invest in some luxury properties. Says he's close to a deal with Stone Hospitality Group. I thought of the unopened investment proposal from Uncle Robert on my desk, addressed to A.R. Stone. How fascinating, I murmured. Yes, Diana said smugly, we're all quite connected in the luxury hospitality world. Unlike some people who never rose above mid-level management. Just then, my phone buzzed, an alert. Uncle Robert had arrived at the resort. The security feed showed him at the front desk, throwing around A.R. Stone's name and demanding special treatment for his daughter's wedding. Excuse me, I said, rising from my chair. I need to handle something. I took my private elevator, enjoying Diana's outraged gasp as Thomas cleared the way for me. That's for premium guests only, she called after me. In my North Wing suite, I pulled up the resort's management system. Diana had spent the morning making increasingly expensive demands, certain her connection to the owner would cover the costs. Catherine, I called, informed the wedding planner that all of Miss Stone's requests are approved. Every single one. Especially the last-minute helicopter arrival. I smiled, imagining the Stone Hospitality Group logo painted boldly on the helicopter's side. Mom's text flashed across my screen. Darling, Robert's telling everyone he's meeting A.R. Stone tomorrow before the wedding. Please tell me you're finally going to end this charade. All in good time, I replied. Let's see how much deeper they dig themselves first. Through the security feeds, I watched my family arrive one by one, each claiming special ties to the mysterious A.R. Stone. Uncle Robert was bragging about private investment meetings with the resort owner. Diana paraded her bridesmaids through my presidential suite as if she owned the place. Of course, once Daddy's deal goes through, we'll practically be part owners. A.R. Stone clearly values our family's status. I switched off the feed and returned to my preparations. Tomorrow, at Diana's fairytale wedding, her poor cousin would finally show the family exactly what success looked like. The morning of the wedding dawned perfectly, as I had ensured. 4 weeks, the resort's weather monitoring system had tracked conditions, timing the ceremony with the most breathtaking sunset. I dressed carefully in my North Wing suite, choosing a simple yet exquisitely tailored Chanel dress. Diana would recognize it instantly. She'd tried, and failed, to purchase the same piece. The irony, of course, was that I sat on Chanel's board of directors. Miss Stone, Catherine appeared with my morning briefings. Your uncle is in the lobby demanding an emergency meeting with A.R. Stone before the ceremony. He's making quite a scene. I checked the feed. Uncle Robert, red-faced, gesturing wildly, boasting about his friendship with me, or rather, with A.R. Stone. Let him continue, I said. How's Diana this morning? She's in the presidential suite. Furious the helicopter is white instead of gold. She insists A.R. Stone promised her father a gold one. I laughed. Is everything else ready? Yes, including the announcement you requested. The ceremony was set for sunset on the private beach beneath the Crystal Pavilion. Diana thought it had been built for her wedding. In truth, it was a permanent addition I'd commissioned months ago. Marcus texted. Alex, where are you? Diana's furious you skipped the morning prep. Though honestly, maybe it's for the best. Your presence might make things awkward with the luxury crowd. I ignored him and instead watched my family arrive in their finest designer outfits, each strutting for attention. The same relatives who'd mocked my modest career, now bragged loudly about their connections to my empire. Thomas knocked gently. Miss Stone, it's time. The ceremony starts in an hour, and your cousin is demanding A.R. Stone's presence. Perfect, I said, picking up a folder of ownership papers and board minutes. Let's not keep them waiting. I descended to the beach level, emerging just as Diana was berating the staff about champagne. This is unacceptable, she declared. Daddy promised his friend A.R. Stone would provide the best. Where is the owner? I demand to see them immediately. Your wish is granted, I said softly, stepping forward. Diana spun around, her custom gown rustling. Alex? This isn't the time for what are you wearing? Her eyes widened at my Chanel dress. The same collection you tried to order last month, I confirmed. The one reserved for board members and major shareholders. That's impossible, she whispered. Not impossible, I said calmly. I was in that board meeting. Uncle Robert stormed over, red with fury. Alexandra, where have you been? The owner of this resort is ignoring my calls. After all our personal dealings. Personal dealings? I raised an eyebrow. You mean the investment proposal you sent to A.R. Stone 3 weeks ago? The one sitting unopened on my desk. Silence fell. Diana's perfect makeup couldn't hide her shock. Marcus froze mid-complaint. Your desk. Uncle Robert stammered. I nodded to Thomas. Ladies and gentlemen, he announced, may I present Alexandra Rose Stone, owner of Crystal Bay Resort and CEO of Stone Hospitality Group. The chaos that erupted was almost worth 6 years of secrecy. Diana's bridesmaids, who'd mockingly offered to help me network, looked ready to faint. This is a joke, Diana hissed. You work at a budget hotel. I own that budget hotel, I corrected. And 16 other luxury resorts worldwide. That presidential suite you've been parading through? My private residence. Those wines you dismissed as inadequate? My personal collection. Marcus stepped forward, pale. The Dubai deal everyone's whispering about. Stone Hospitality's newest acquisition, I confirmed. Finalized while you were complaining about your room's air conditioning in the soon-to-be-renovated wing. Uncle Robert sank into a chair, defeated. All these years I claimed to know A.R. Stone. You did know me, I said quietly. You just never realized it. You were all so convinced success had to look a certain way, you didn't see it standing right in front of you.